division, and destruction. So now we're on the part of destruction, right? This lesson that we're going to do today it should contain all three. All three should be in the lesson without us really repeating anything that came from the previous two lessons, okay? So we're going to jump inside this thing and get it going. For everybody's good, all the kids got their toys put up and everything, right? Y'all gonna wait till y'all get out of class where y'all start shooting your guns and water guns and all that stuff. Okay. All right, so we're gonna try to get going here. Kids, remember, when you all participate, y'all know what happened, am I correct? I think, did anybody here 18? Anybody 18? You 18?
I'm 30.
Oh, you almost missed the boat. Okay, so you're 18, you don't qualify. All right. So any kids that participate in the class, y'all can see Brother Abiyah in the service. Or Brother Darrin. But anyway, y'all can see me. So we're gonna get this class started. It's kind of unique. This is unique, a very unique lesson, right? Everyone that followed this lesson should be able to see how this lesson was. You know, it wasn't a difficult lesson at all, but there was a lot of nuggets inside this lesson, and we have a few of them in this one too. We're just going to go ahead and go down through there, I guess. We're going to start this thing off in 1 Corinthians. 1 Corinthians. Once again, we welcome all the guests, and hope you come back again. Okay. Okay, let's get started. I think everybody had a slow day today. We got to get fired up, though, right? Everybody got to wake it up, y'all. I'm looking at everybody going to sleep. I got sluggish too. You got to get that spirit of slumber off us this morning. That's a spirit, you know. We're going to be pumped up for the Most High today. Moving around, getting it going. That's what's going to do it right here. Got some more water coming up in here. Everybody don't need water. I mean, we're talking about the panel. Okay. Okay, great. Okay. Okay, it's Kara, what this? Can you turn this on? Okay. All right. So we're gonna start off here with 1 Corinthians. 1 Corinthians 1. We're gonna read verse 3. 1 Corinthians 1, verse 3. All right. So now, like I said, there's gonna be a few nuggets in here, so you gotta kind of like follow along in order to know what's going on. And if there's any questions or anything that you know, this thing gonna explain itself. Okay, so if you pay attention, kids, you'll be able to chime in and might be beneficial to you after class. All right, we ready? Good. We're gonna start it off.
1 Corinthians 1, verse 3.
Grace be unto you. Okay, now who wrote 1 Corinthians? The Apostle Paul, am I correct? Right. All right, everybody, let's wake up. Let's talk a little louder, right? The Apostle Paul. Let's keep going. Apostle Paul. Read, brother.
And peace.
And peace.
From Yahuwah our Father. And from Adonai, Yahushua HaMashiach.
Read, my brother.
I thank my Yah always on your behalf.
Okay, keep running.
For the grace of Yahuwah, which is given by Yahushua HaMashiach. That in everything ye are enriched by him. In all utterance and in all knowledge.
Everybody understand so far? All right, continue to read.
Even as the testimony of Hamashiach was confirmed in you, so that ye come behind in no gift, waiting for the coming of our Adonai Yahushua HaMashiach.
What do they mean by you come behind in no gift? Am I alone today? Yeah, what do you mean by you come behind? That you come behind and no gift, right? That means that you be lacking no gifts. Gifts gonna be given unto you. Okay? Keep going, brother.
Who shall also confirm you until the end, that ye may be blameless in the day of our Adonai Yahushua HaMashiach.
And read.
Yah is faithful, by whom ye were called unto the fellowship of his Son Yahushua HaMashiach.
But if we go back to 8, right, that was the most important thing about our salvation, right? And the most important thing about keeping our covenant with the Most High is that we may be blameless in the day of the coming of our Mashiach. Right? That's the whole key right there. I mean, if that's not why if that's not why you studying this word, that's not why you learning this word, that's not why you living according to the commandments, you might as well go ahead and go home. You might as well just shut it down. Stop reading the book. Right? Because everything is about you being blameless in the time when that sky cracks. Because any time after that, it's too late. Hit that 10th verse on me, brother.
Now I beseech you, brethren.
Now he's talking to the brother. When he say brother, sisters count on this. Let's go.
By the name of our Adonai Yahushua HaMashiach, that ye all be of one word.
He say that you all be of one word, but according to, you got different versions, different Bibles, right? But it said you all need to speak the same thing. And what?
And that there are no divisions among you.
That there's what?
No divisions among you.
Because we know division calls on what? Brings on what? Well, confusion brings on division. Then division brings on what? Destruction. Right? But he said that there be no divisions among you, but what?
But they can be perfectly joined together in the same mind and in the same judgment.
It don't make sense how we all can read the same book. And we all have all those different doctrines. It don't make sense. It don't make sense. But our adversaries know that if he can keep confusion going on between us, if he can keep some division going on between us, we will all destruct. Not just destruct, but we will what? Self-destruct. That's what it's all about for him. He's going to do his job. He's setting loose like a roaring lion. And all it takes is just somebody with a little pride about themselves, somebody that want to make a stand. That's all it takes for him to confuse something, for some division to come in place, for just one. If you look at a building structure, right, when one of the corner posts, when one of the corner posts break or bend, that's when you begin to see the house floor warp. Right? It don't take all of them. It don't take the one. Right? So we got to be real careful about, and we're going to get into that. Remember this. Remember how we kick this thing off. Because further down the line, there's some stuff down there we need to look at. Read that 10th verse from me again, brother.
Now I beseech you, brethren, by the name of our Adonai Yahushua HaMashiach.
Yes, sir.
That ye all be of one word.
Y'all be of one word. Teach the same thing. Read.
And that there be no divisions among you. But that ye be perfectly joined together in the same mind and in the same judgment. Wow.
Let's get Luke, the book of Luke. We'll go to Luke 12. Luke 12, we're going to start at that 49th verse. It's real simple. This is the most simplest thing that I've seen, right? Based on the importance of understanding, right? This right here is more simple than anything I've ever done in my life. Yes, sir. But it's really, really, really simple. It's really simple. The Most High made it real easy, right? To a point that if anybody don't choose to follow it, they are willfully going against everything he's brought forward. So we're going to go into the book of Luke. We're going to go into the 12th chapter. We're going to start at that 49th verse.
Luke chapter 12, verse 49. And I am come to send fire on earth.
Hey, what color is that writing?
Red.
Everybody else's book red in that spot? What does that mean? What does that mean, Stefan? Okay. But with the move?
Yeah.
I think that's the spot, right? Who's our Hamashiach? Who's the Hamashiach? There you go, Yeshua, Hamashiach. Good job. So we're saying that to say, right, if it's written in red, see, Yeshua, our Hamashiach, is the one that walked the earth, right? So who is Yah? That's the Father, right? So this red writing belongs to our Hamashiach.
He said that.
And what did he say again, my brother?
I am come to send fire on the earth.
He come to send fire upon the earth. Right? What that mean? He don't mean literally fire coming down now like that. Read.
And what will I, if it be already kindled?
But see, he said that he came to bring fire down on earth. But see, the fire he was bringing, right, was already kindled by his cousin. Who was his cousin? John the Baptist. Did y'all know that? You knew that, didn't you? Huh? Got John the Baptist. So the fire was already kindled. He just came to blow it. They had them things back in the day, you take it. What you call them things? Yeah. And they think, the fire is going, right? Yeah. He said, but the fire already been kindled. But he came to send fire upon the earth. But it's not the fire they think he's talking about. Right? Give me that 50th verse, bro.
Verse 50. But I have a baptism to be baptized with. And how am I straitened till it be accomplished? Suppose ye that I am come to give peace on earth.
Wait a minute, y'all hear that? He just suppose ye that I have come to give peace peace on earth, right? Everybody is thinking that he bringing peace.
Bringing abundance.
Yeah, he bringing all the little fun stuff.
Yeah.
You know, everybody's gonna be totally happy when he get here. They can't wait till he get here. Well, really, most of them I know, but most people I hear from don't want to see him. Especially if they're in Christianity. I think most of us Israelites be like, hey man, we praying that he come.
But they think they want to see him.
Yeah, but they think they do. But when it really comes down to it,
All right.
let's get that precept, brother. You got a precept.
Matthew 10, verse 34.
Yes, sir.
This is our Hamashiach. Think not that I have come to send peace on earth. I am come not to send peace, but a sword.
But everybody else reads this book a different way. I don't know how they read it. They must be skipping them scripts right there. That must be, I think that we call that, here in the Israelite world, we call that cherry picking. Don't we? They cherry pick on them, that we're not going to teach this one today because this right here going to say something different what we want everybody to think. But he said, I did not come to, he says, I came to send fire. Right? And then suppose ye that I give peace on earth. He asked me a question, is that what you think? Read, brother.
I tell you, nay.
He said, no, I ain't come to bring no peace.
But rather division.
But what kind of division is he talking about? Why is it that he wants to bring division? Let's think about that. Why is it important to him, important within our salvation, and important to the Father that he bring division? Go ahead, sister.
Because he has to first divide or separate us from the world. And then he also has to lead out the tares from the land and Yahshua himself.
Yeah, exactly. But check this out. Say that again real loud.
Well, first he has to divide us from the world.
From the world?
And then within Yahshua, he has to lead out those who are no good for Yahshua.
Exactly. Yes, ma'am.
Separate the sheep from the goat.
Separate the sheep from the goat. Right? Do you know, hypothetically, you can take two horses, thoroughbreds, and they can get together and they can have another animal. And that animal can be a donkey. Do you know that? A mule. Because of the genes within the animal itself, it can be they can have a mule. Because one of them could have been made between a horse and a mule, could have made this animal, and he could sleep with another animal that's, and they can make a mule. I'm saying that to say that just because you have one person that comes out of a family, we're going to get down into that. Hold on. We're going to talk about that right now. Give me that 52nd verse, brother. Verse 52. But wait, real quick though. But he said he came to bring division. Keep that in mind. Read, brother.
Verse 52. For from henceforth there shall be 5 in one house divided.
5 in a house. That means in most houses, family live inside houses. It just don't be 5 random people that they don't know each other. They're all in the same house. If it's 5 people, he said that henceforth, from now on, there would be 5 people in one house. And what?
Right. 3 against 2.
They're going to be divided. It's going to be 3 against 2. And what?
And 2 against 3.
And 2 against 3. And what?
The father shall be divided against the son.
Isn't that something? Read.
And the son against the father. The mother against the daughter.
Yes, sir.
And the daughter against the mother. The mother-in-law against her daughter-in-law.
Say what?
The mother-in-law against her daughter-in-law.
And read.
And the daughter-in-law against her mother-in-law.
Isn't that strange? We see that every day. Isn't that strange that we see that every day? We see that every day. Right? That's why that when you see those kind of things right there, now, the importance of that right there is the reason why they're divided. It's funny we say, man, why would the Most High come down? Why would he send his son down here? Or why would our humble Shiach come down here and divide families? Why would he do that? That's not nice. Not people out there, they be talking about what's nice. That's not nice. But he got a reason for that. Because you're going to have some people that's not going to want to be a part of the covenant. And just because they're your brother and your sister, or your husband or your wife, or your cousin or your nephew or your son or your daughter, because they don't want to keep the covenant, and the covenant is important to you, don't mean you're not going to keep the covenant. That's division. It's going to divide that household. It divides a house when you got a covenant-keeping person versus a person that don't keep the covenant. That would divide a house. And in some cases, it causes problems. In some cases, it's a little hard for the wife to catch on. Sometimes it's a little hard for the husband to catch on. And then it's a little hard for the children to get involved. You see? Go ahead.
It's like when most of us Israelites woke up in the truth. A lot of our family members weren't able to see what we saw.
Exactly.
You might have felt ill treatment from some family members. And right there is division. Once you were woken up,
exactly.
Started keeping the commandments, and then you realize they're not doing it. That's division.
But the biggest part about that is this. Have y'all noticed this, right? And I'm not throwing no stones, right? But if y'all notice this, when we begin to talk about what we believe, they get offended. But they supposed to be talking about what they believe and impose. Now we even sit back and say, hey, look, I'm not going to impose on you. I can be around you, but I ain't talking about it. Don't even worry about it. We can talk about other things. But as soon as you get around them, the first thing they want to do is talk about those false doctrine they living under. Right? And they want you to conform to their false doctrines. It's important to them that you learn what they know and what they live under. And if you say, no, I'm not a part of it, they mad. Now, why you mad? I'm not mad because you don't want what I got. That's like me coming in with an orange soda and you got a grape one. You pissed off because I won't taste your grape, but I don't care if you taste my orange or not. Because we have got to, even though I am my brother's keeper, even though I care whether he get it or not, when I try to give it to you and you reject it, you're not rejecting me, you're rejecting the Most High. According to Scripture, our Hamashiach said that dust your feet off going into the next town. Go to the next person. Right? But it just strange me. That would cause division. But guess what? Confusion comes before the division. Because when you start to talk to them about it, now division is all among the house. Do y'all know what Lord is studying now? You see what I'm saying? He done lost his mind. He cried. I think the military did something to that boy. You know what I mean? And that's the way, and they go with it that way. Then come division. And then come destruction is on the way. But go to that 53, brother. Go ahead, go back. No, you got that already. 54.
Verse 54. And he said also to the people,
What did he say?
when ye see a cloud rise out of the west, straightway he said, there cometh a shower, and so it is.
You can see a storm coming up. You can see the rain coming because the clouds get dark, and you see it coming. What is it? A wind. You see it coming this way. It start getting windy. You say, here come a storm. It's getting ready to rain, and what?
So it is. And when you see the south wind blow, ye say, there will be heat, and it cometh to pass.
It's going to be a hot day. That day be hot. 56.
Ye hypocrites.
And why would he call them hypocrites? Even though they called them two things, they called those two things right. Come on, brother.
You can discern the face of the sky and of the earth.
You can discern everything going on in the earth, right? You can see the face of the sky. You can call when it's going to rain. You can call when it's going to be hot. You can even tell when it's going to be cold. Go ahead.
But how is it that ye do not discern this time?
You can't discern the time is coming near. You got all these meteorologists. They can tell you when it's gonna rain, how much you gonna get. And you got other people to look up the sky. Yeah, it's gonna rain today, bro. You know, all that stuff going on. They can't tell, but they're based on the word of the Most High. The time is drawing near. Go ahead.
Because you know, they actually read scripture. They would see just from who belongs, and if they were actually paying attention to what the other family people were saying, or what somebody else is saying according to this word, then they will be able to discern themselves. Then, okay, well, this is something different. I hadn't been taught this before. What you mean? I can't bless this and still eat it? You know? But they're not reading it for themselves. That's why it's hard for them to understand where the Israelite comes from when they begin to be waking up.
Yes, sir.
It's hard for them to understand.
There's a real good reason why they can't get that thing. There's a real good reason, right? And I'm gonna tell you what it is in a minute. I can remember it, but I don't know where it's at, so I'm gonna pull it to my other brain. What? Isaiah 1 and 3. I think that's it. That might be it. Look for Isaiah 1 and 3. That's it. You got it? Read it. This is why right here. Read, brother.
Isaiah chapter 1, verse 3.
Yes, sir.
The ox knoweth his owner,
Right.
and the ass his master's crib. But Israel doth not know.
They don't know who their Hamashiach is. They really don't know. And what else, brother?
My people does not consider.
The problem is they won't even consider what you're telling them. The problem is they won't even consider it. When you take it to them, they are so offensive. Right? They're offensive or they defensive. Either way, they won't receive it. Right.
Because, you know,
They won't take it because they have lived under a certain custom for so long and through so many different generations that when the real thing comes through, they can't get it. And they won't even consider it because everything appears to be, as the brother said, a fairy tale. And that's strange. Isn't that strange? Where you at, my brother?
Verse 57.
And read.
St. Luke chapter 12, verse 57.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, and why even of yourself judge ye not what is right?
Uh-huh.
When thou goest with thy adversary to the magistrate, as thou art in the way, give diligence that thou mayest be delivered from him, lest he hail thee to judge, to the judge, and the judge deliver thee to the officer, and the officer cast thee into prison.
Read 59.
I tell thee, thou shalt not depart thence till thou hast paid the very last mite.
So you see that? When you go before the court and you get sentenced before the judge, he gonna pass you over to this guy and let they know you're in prison. They're not gonna let you out till you paid your dues. So when you cross the Most High, and you don't keep the laws, or you don't stay within the covenant of the Most High, you gonna pay your dues. It ain't gonna be how you wanna pay it either. But you're going to pay your dues because there's going to be a lot of Israel going to be short. Right? A lot of them going to be short. Give me Jude 1 and 11. Jude 1 and 11. Just listen to this right quick.
Jude 1 and 11. Woe unto them, for they have gone in the way of Cain.
But see, you got to understand something before we get into that very much. When our Hamashiach divide, he divide unto destruction. Do everybody understand that? When he do his divide, he divide unto destruction. Because it's either black or white. It's either right or wrong. And your payment gonna be based on what it is. So he divided, that's why he said he came to bring division and destruction. But he meant to divide. And read, brother.
And ran greedily after the error of Balaam for reward.
No, back up. 1 and 2.
Woe unto them, for they have gone in the way of Cain.
They have gone in the way of Cain. We know what Cain did, right? Cain committed the first murder. Let's keep going.
And ran greedily after the error of Balaam for reward. And perished in the gainsaying of
Korah. Now that Korah right there is who? See, when they wrote in different books, they spelled things a different way. Yes, go ahead. That's Korah. Who is Korah? He's the same one that when they came out of Egypt, that went up against Aaron and Moses, and started division within the people of Israel once they had crossed over the sea, through the sea, right? But it says that and perished in the gainsaying of what? Of Korah, through the division of Korah. Do you all know? Let's get this out right quick now. Who just read? You? No, me. Give me Numbers 16 and 1. Numbers 16 and 1. We're going to go into Numbers, everybody. Let's go into Numbers. Because, and you know, in this division thing, Numbers, you know, there was a few things out there we could have talked about. There was a few lessons that could have came from another direction. But it was really important that we dealt with this type. This type. Because today, we are reliving it all over again. We are reliving this all over again. Read, my brother.
The book of Numbers, chapter 16, verse 1.
Uh-huh.
Now, Korah,
the same one that we just got to read about in Jude 1:11. What?
the son of Izhar,
Uh-huh.
the son of Kohath,
Uh-huh.
the son of Levi.
Now listen, Korah was the son of Levi. Remember that. Korah was the son of Levi and what?
And Dathan,
Uh-huh.
and Abiram,
Uh-huh.
the sons of Eliyahu,
Uh-huh.
and On, the son of Peleth,
Uh-huh.
sons of Reuben, took men.
Sons of Reuben. So the sons of Reuben and the sons of Levi got together and took men. You see that? That was Israel. So if you got the sons of Levi and the sons of Reuben, and they are taking men for a different reason, then what do they tell us? First thing gonna happen. Confusion gonna set in. First thing gonna happen is some confusion gonna come in because they be like, why is that happening that way? Right? Why is Israel going against Israel? Before they even know what's going on. Why is Israel going against Israel? Right? But these men were Israel, the sons of Reuben and the sons of Levi. Read, brother.
And they rose up before Moses
So they rose up before Moses, meaning they rose up against Moses, and what?
with certain of the children of Israel.
With certain of the children of Israel. Listen, they didn't go around and get the ones that didn't mean nothing. They went and got the big wheels. Read, brother.
250 princes of the assembly.
250 princes. These are somebody that was said when they said something, it was like E.F. Hutton. When they speak, people listen. And read, brother.
Famous in the congregation.
Famous in the congregation.
Men of renown.
Men of renown. These brothers didn't just pick anybody, just any seed of Jacob. They picked 250 of the princes of the assembly, well known in the congregation, men of great stature. And read.
And they gathered themselves together against Moses and against Aaron.
Now Moses was the one that kept coming back dealing with Pharaoh to get them free. Isn't it funny how you appreciate somebody as long as they help you? As long as they're getting you out of trouble. As long as you can use them to do whatever you want them to do. Isn't that funny? Now they mean a lot to you. You're my bestest friend. No, I'm just saying. Now they mean something to you, right? But listen to this. Listen to this. Where you at?
Verse 3 still.
Go back and come back through that, down through there.
Verse 3.
Uh-huh.
And they gathered themselves together against Moses
And Aaron.
and against Aaron.
And what? Listen to this.
And said unto them,
What they say?
Ye take too much upon you.
You take too much upon you. What does that mean in this day and time, y'all? What does that mean? Huh? Huh?
You take on too much.
But no, they got another way to say it nowadays.
Oh.
You doing too much. You doing too much. Read it again now, with that thought in mind. Read it again.
And they gathered themselves together against Moses and against Aaron. And said unto them, Ye take too much upon you.
You doing too much. Keep reading.
Seeing all the congregation are holy.
We already holy. You doing too much. The whole congregation, all the Israel is holy anyway. Why you got to do all this extra stuff? You doing extra. No, listen, read. Listen.
Every one of them.
Every one of them said this. All the 250 plus the brothers that came together, that came out of the tribe of Levi and out of Reuben. And what?
and the Most High is among them. Wherefore, then lift ye up yourselves above the congregation of the Most High.
But he said that what? He said, seeing that the congregation is holy. Every one of them, every individual within the congregation is holy. And he said, and the Hamashiach, the Lord, is among them. I bet he got them, right? Wherefore then lift ye up yourselves above all the congregation of our Elohim. So he said, you just puffed up. You doing too much. You puffed up, right? But they weren't thinking that when Moses was doing all that stuff, spreading the sea and fighting the frogs and putting the blood over the door, right?
The same ones that didn't want to approach the Most High.
The same one that y'all remember that? The Most High spoke in a voice of thunder.
We're going to let you handle that one.
Moses, that's your friend. Right? Well, yeah, brother?
Verse 4.
And read.
And when Moses heard it,
What?
he fell upon his face.
It was unbelievable. He couldn't believe it. That after he had did so much for this people. Do you remember at one time, the Most High said, I'm going to kill them all. He said, I'll kill them all. I started with you, Moses. And Moses started praying to the people and said to them, no, don't kill them all. Because they're going to believe that you brought them out of Egypt just to kill them. And the Most High went into reproach.
So right.
He did. Right? And read, brother.
Verse 5.
Verse 5.
And he spake unto Korah.
Now listen now. First thing Moses did was he did what? He couldn't believe it. He was stunned. He just fell on the face and just prayed about it. I've met some days like that. I had to fall on my face. I had to, get real dusty about that thing. Read, and he spoken to Korah
And unto all his company.
and all the people he gathered together,
saying, even tomorrow the Most High will show who are his, and who is holy, and will cause him to come near unto him. Even him whom he has chosen will he cause to come near unto him.
Have you noticed that when something like that arrives, right? Now I'm going to tell you, in this hour, you got so many Israelites doing so many different things and teaching so many different things, and they twisting the word in so many different directions and all this. But do you know there's going to be an hour that the Most High going to set all that straight? He's going to straighten all that out. But the bad part about it is that they won't even listen. They won't even consider to listen. Right? Because we're going to get them down and we're going to get right there to it. I'm ain't going to jump ahead of myself. But give me 2 Timothy real quick. 2 Timothy 2. Read that 5th verse one more time. I won't stop.
Verse 5. And he spoke unto Korah and unto all his company, saying, even tomorrow the Most High will show who are his.
So remember, the first thing Moses did when destruction came, when confusion came, right, and the division began to happen, the first thing he did was what?
Right.
But when we get a situation like that, the first thing we do is what? Get mad. We ready to fight. We ain't thought about praying to the Most High. You pray about things because the Most High got different situations that's going on in people's lives and different things that happen, that you let the Most High do what he do and you do what you do. You do what you're supposed to do and the Most High do what he's supposed to do. Right? The problem with Israel want to do the Most High's job. That's the problem with Israel. The Israel want to take it in their own hands and run something. They all want to be king. They all want to be the high priest. I ain't seen so many people preaching the word in my life. I have not. I mean, come straight out the liquor store with it. Come right out the corner. They just got through gang banging, and they come in, and they know the word is supposed to be better than you. You've been in it for 30 years. I never seen it before like this. They challenge you upon everything. They can be in the walk for an hour and a half and they'll question what you're saying. I haven't seen that before because that's a form of confusion. But the Most High deals with confusion in a certain way. Now there's always room for what? Repentance. There's always room to get things right. I mean, David committed some of the worst sins I've seen committed. But he's an apple of his eye. And so David, so anytime we find ourselves in a situation, we know that we can repent. We know that we can pray. Right? The first thing Moses did was hit the ground and pray. Right? So we got to think about that. Israel need to pray more. We need to pray more when we're going through situations. We need to pray more. And stop taking matters into our own hands. I mean, if you could do the job of your Elohim, then you wouldn't need one. But you ain't formed no earth. You didn't create no land. You didn't do no firmament. You ain't created no fishes of the sea. You ain't did no animals. You didn't even create you. They ain't told nobody to breathe. They ain't formed no dust. 2 Timothy, real quick. 2 Timothy. We got to stop reacting first. Stop reacting first. 2 Timothy 2:19. Read, brother.
2 Timothy 2:19.
Uh-huh.
Nevertheless, the foundation of Yah stands sure.
Nevertheless, the foundation of Yah what?
Stands sure.
It stands sure. What?
Having this seal.
Is having this seal?
Yahuwah knows them that are his.
There is no doubt. Remember, he said he came to divide. How can he divide if he don't know what belongs to him? He knows what belongs to him. That's how he's able to divide. And what?
And let everyone that names the name of Yahuwah depart from iniquity.
But he said, let everyone that nameth the name of what?
Yahuwah. Depart from iniquity.
Did you see that? Think about it. You got people still around here calling him Jesus. They call him a whole lot of stuff. But he said that the ones that call him by a certain name depart from iniquity. Because you're supposed to know the truth. And what?
But in a great house, there are not only vessels of gold and of silver, but also of wood and of earth.
Read.
And some to honor, and some to dishonor.
Did you hear that? So I suspect if you found a wooden cross, leave that alone. You found another one. There's going to be different idols made out of different things, and there's certain things you don't deal with it. But we're going to get into that too in a minute here. We're going to get deeper into people's possessions. Do you know that people's possessions carry their sin? Do you know that? You go in people's house and you're rubbing and touching on stuff. Oh, this is so cute. You don't know what you just picked up. I'm going to show you that in a minute. Read, brother. You at 21 yet?
21.
Read.
If a man therefore purge himself from these, he shall be a vessel unto honor.
You got that right. You got that. That's why he said, my people perish for lack of knowledge. Read.
Sanctified. And meet for the master's use. And prepared unto very good work.
So let's go back to Numbers. Thinking about what that brother just read, let's hit that 6th verse in Numbers 16. 16 and 6.
Numbers chapter 16, verse 6.
This do.
Take ye census, Korah and all his company.
You see that? Moses told Korah and all his company is you take census. And what?
And all his company. And put fire therein.
So he said, and put fire therein. What's a census? It's like a canister, right? The one that you burn the incense in, right? So what did they burn the incense for? Huh? Right, yeah, and it was made of gold, right? Had little chains on it. Y'all can Google it right quick, you'll see one. But they used to put incense in it and burn the incense. They now the Catholics do it doing funerals and regular service and stuff like that. But back then they just did it when they were trying to do some type of service for the Most High. They burnt censers. They had the censers, but they burnt fire in them. But see, there's going to be a difference with this though. But Moses was smart. Let's see if we read that. No, not yet. Here it comes. Here it comes. Read, brother.
Verse 7.
Yes, sir.
And put fire therein.
Uh-huh.
And put incense in them before the Most High tomorrow.
You see what I'm saying? And Moses told them to get censers and burn this fire. Because, see, Moses knows something they don't know. Read.
And it shall be that the man whom Yahweh doth choose, he shall be holy.
Uh-huh.
Ye take too much upon you, ye sons of Levi.
You see that? Now listen to this. Read.
And Moses said unto Korah,
Uh-huh.
Hear, I pray you, ye sons of Levi,
Uh-huh.
seemeth it but a small thing unto you, that the Elohim of Israel has separated you from the congregation of Israel.
See, they take it real light. Levi, he got with Levi first. Sons of Levi. He said, now the Most High already separated you from all of Israel, all the 12 tribes. He's using you for a special reason. Read.
To bring you near to him.
To bring you near to him. Uh-huh.
Near to himself, to do the service of the tabernacle of the Most High.
To do the service of the tabernacle of the Most High. You are chosen people to do a special thing unto him, and what?
And to stand before the congregation to minister unto them.
And to stand before the congregation and minister unto the congregation. That he said, you are chosen to do that. But what?
And he hath brought thee near to him.
Uh-huh.
And all thy brethren, the sons of Levi, with thee.
Uh-huh.
And seek ye priesthood also.
But now you want to be the priesthood? He already named the priest. He named Aaron as being the high priest. He gave you what he wanted you to do, but you can't even do well what he wants you to do. But you so into what Aaron is doing, because you want a name about yourself, you got to go do what Aaron is doing. Isn't that something? And then slander Aaron. He slandered. They slandered Moses and Aaron. And what? I'm sorry. You start right there. Give me Matthew 7 and 13. You go to Ezekiel 3 and 17. Because we got to understand something. Everybody come through talking about they know some words. Everybody that call themselves giving you information. Everybody that call themselves a priest. Had a guy call me, send me a text message, call me, don't call me, no, I'm not a priest. Don't do that. Because I know what line that came down. I know who called people priests. Don't do that. Right? But everybody that bring you something, you gotta watch it, because let me tell you something. Every dog that bring a bone carries a bone. Think about it. Think about it, right? If they bring you something, until you can prove it to be true, right? Don't fool with it. Don't fool with it. I mean, that's how they do me. I can bring up something and they're going to analyze the thing down to the bottom letter. They're going to do it letter. They ain't going to do it word by word. They're going to do it letter by letter. Make sure, Lord, if you're wrong, you're wrong. They're going to say it on me. But Matthew 7 and 13 says what?
Matthew 7, 13. Enter ye in at the narrow gate.
Which is the straight gate. Enter ye in at the straight gate. What? But he said narrow gate, keep on.
For wide is the gate.
Because wide is the gate.
And broad is the way.
And broad is the way.
That leads to destruction.
That leads what?
To destruction.
Uh-huh.
And many there be which go in the red.
When you find somebody that's got to, and they got to be a part of the biggest, some people, listen to this. If everybody ain't doing it, they don't want to do it. They can't deal with being a part of the faithful few. They got to be the unfaithful million. Because within the faithful few, there's guidelines and instructions. You're just not going to do whatever you want to do. You know what I mean? But where there's a room to do anything you want to do, as long as you're doing certain things they want you to do, a lot of people want to fall right into that. And that's the difference. That's the difference in the wide gate. The wide gate has no law. There is no there is no covenant within the wide gate. At least not with the Most High. It might be one with the adversaries, but not one with the Most High. And it leads them to destruction and what?
Because narrow is the gate.
And no, it leads them to destruction. And many there'll be which go that way. A lot of people goes into the gate of destruction. On the broad way of destruction. That broad way is destruction. And we gotta watch that. Anytime you find everybody doing that, something's wrong with it. Everybody doing it, but a few. And that 14th verse says what?
Because narrow is the gate.
Because narrow, which is straight, is the gate,
and troublesome is the way.
Which
leads to life, and few there be that find.
And you said, and troublesome?
Mm-hmm. And troublesome is the way.
So, narrow being the way, see, you're gonna get different things here, right? So, because straight is the gate, and narrow is the way, which leads us unto what? Life. And a few there be that find it. It's okay. It's okay to be different. It's okay. Listen, when the Most High first created man, was there a dietary law? Yes? What was it? Okay, but what was it? It was plant-based. But I'm saying that to say this, right? This is why I'm saying that, right? I'm saying that to say this, right? That Ezekiel 3, verse 17.
Book of Ezekiel, chapter 3, verse 17. Son of man.
Son of man.
I have made thee a watchman unto the house of Israel. Therefore hear the word at my mouth. And give them warning from me.
Do y'all realize that Moses went back and warned them? Do y'all realize that? Before he even fell, and right as soon as he fell on his knees and prayed, the first thing he did was gave them warning. Them guys had overnight to change their mind. They had overnight not to even get a sister. They had to get the strange smoke that they were going to burn. But because of the pride, because they want to rise up, because of the statue, because they wanted to be seen as somebody great. Exactly. And read.
When I say unto the wicked,
listen to this.
Thou shalt surely die. And thou givest him not warning, nor speaketh to warn the wicked from his wicked way, to save his life. The same wicked man shall die in his iniquity, but his blood will I require at thy hand.
So I mentioned to some people in a lesson about that old foul, nasty chicken that was created 300 years ago, and they left the congregation because of that. Right? But if you're going to let a chicken let you die with the chicken. I warned you. Read.
Yet if thou warn the wicked, and he turn not from his wickedness,
read,
nor from his wicked way, he shall die in his iniquity.
Told some you can't eat pork. Told them that. Told some you can't drink on the Sabbath. If I can't drink on the Sabbath, I'm out of here. See you later, brother. Go ahead, drink on the Sabbath. Told one you can't have, told 4 or 5 of them, you can't have more than one wife. You can only have one wife. Well, I gotta go. See you later, brother. Because I warned you. Don't want to see you. You might go to the wrong spot. You might be in the wrong area. Right? Told another brother, you can't be taking stuff off your job saying you just got a real job. You stealing.
He said he took it.
Yeah, he took it.
He said they took it.
I said, but look, if you took and take and you say the same thing, you go ahead and took and take. You go ahead and you took and take. You just take what you want. He said he can just walk up to you and take something from you.
From you. And he said, if I do it in your face, then we can. I said, brother, that's wrong.
No, you do it in my face, you're going to the next book. But y'all see where we're going with this? It's your response. When the Most High put you in key places, it's your responsibility to tell people the truth. It's your responsibility to tell them they're not right. It's your responsibility to give them an opportunity to repent. But if they refuse it, that's on them, not you. Because read that last one you started reading again, brother. 18. When I say unto the wicked,
Verse 18. When I say unto the wicked,
thou
thou shalt surely die, and thou givest him not warning.
You don't warn him if he tell the wicked that you lie, steal, cuss, fuss, rob, kill, all that other them stuff, fornication, adultery, and they say that's a death sentence, and it's sin, and you don't go warn him of that, you see him doing that, then what?
Nor speaketh to warn the wicked from his wicked way, to save his life. The same wicked man shall die in his iniquity. But his blood will I require at thine hand.
But see, I'm telling you, you got teachers coming straight out of Compton, right? I mean, when I say that, they come around the street, and they're teaching people, and people are following them. They cussing women out on the street, they're disrespecting women, they're disrespecting men, they're probably sleeping with men. I don't know what all they do based on what they know. They do what they do. But it's a part of Israel. If somebody don't tell them about this, and that they're leading people into destruction, remember, destruction, confusion. Isn't it confusing to know that a man will lay with a man? That is confusing to me. Not to mention a woman with a woman, and my mind just be twisted. So that's confusion. So behind confusion comes division, because I'm going to separate myself. Eventually, you're going to be destructive. You're going to die. Yes, ma'am.
Hey, I have a question about Leviticus 11. When I read it and study it, it talks about the original words of pray that you want to say.
Okay.
So I didn't see the chicken.
Let me tell you why you didn't see it. I'm going to tell you, we ain't got to go far. I'm going to tell you why you didn't see it, right? Because the chicken was invented by man and not the Most High. It was not a part of the dietary law. It wasn't supposed to be in there. If you mix a frog with a duck, and that wasn't inside the dietary law, should you eat it? A duck with a hard shell on its back? You shouldn't eat a duck anyway. But the bottom line is, if it wasn't created by the Most High, how can it be a part of the dietary law? It cannot be. Let's be realistic. If I made an animal, and you cook it, you put barbecue sauce on it, it tastes real good, and you eat it, but that thing eat everything. I mean, you can't keep it out of the toilet eating human feces. Is that something you eat? No, because it's dirty. It don't matter that I created it. It don't matter that it tastes good. But what happened is that you name one thing to me that this oppressor has given us that is good. Name one thing he gave us that's good. Nothing. He gave us pork. He gave us chicken. He gave us all this. Nothing he's giving you is good. This chicken is not even 300 years old. How old is the dietary law? It don't take a rocket science. Now, if I'm gonna try to figure out how I can eat chicken, if I'm gonna try to figure out how I'm gonna eat chicken, I'm gonna continue to find reasons to eat chicken. If I'm gonna figure out how I can eat pork, I'm gonna continue to find reasons to eat pork. But the bottom line is, it was not created by the Most High that you may eat it. It wasn't even created by the Most High. They took it from a red-fowl eagle or a red-fowl chicken. What? Go ahead.
It's like you're saying, if it didn't exist, it wouldn't be in the scripture.
Right.
So it's from the Hellenistic period. It came out in the Hellenistic period, which is going to Greek. Greco-Roman here. You'll see it in the New Testament, but it was never mentioned in the Old Testament.
But hen is a baby chicken.
In the New Testament, it's just like he said he'll cover his children like the wings of the eagle, but we're not supposed to eat eagle, so the same reference of hen is exactly the same contrary to what they say in
And he was only talking about protection then, but we got a precept for you. Give me that precept, brother.
It was created for the Hellenistic period, but the other thing is, we're not supposed to eat the fat of any animal. When we eat chicken, when we eat barbecue, when we eat fried, we always eat the fat, that's the skin, but we're not supposed to even eat the fat.
Hold on, here we go. Come on, bring it, brother.
Leviticus 19, verse 19.
Write that down.
Leviticus 19, verse 19.
Read.
Ye shall keep my statutes.
Uh-huh.
Thou shalt not let thy cattle gender with a diverse kind.
But they took two animals and they split them together to make a chicken. But he said you're not supposed to mix breed. So something was mixed breed to get that chicken. And that's why you don't eat that. Read, brother.
Thou shalt not sow thy field with mingled seed.
With mingled seed, that means two different seeds. You can't take a dog and a horse and make an animal and say, man, that's like something good to eat. They do it food all the time. All kinds of food. They done came up with the tilapia thing then. Everybody want to eat some tilapia. Do you know now that some stores you can't go in and buy fish unless you're going to eat some tilapia? You know that? Didn't mean to go down that road, y'all. We're about to lose out. We losing time. Go ahead.
I'm just saying with that scripture that tells you too that the chicken itself was mixed with a white rock and a French hen.
Exactly.
And hen is the chicken.
You got another one? You good? Want to pull it out? Are you good? You got to be smart. Let me tell you something. And I me myself, I can't. It's just hard on me. And the Most High, I don't know, is he making it hard on me or am I making it hard on myself? But I just can't. I don't know. Go ahead. Yeah, you done?
Yeah.
Okay, you done. Okay, listen, y'all, we got to get back, but I hope everybody got to understand what I was trying to give right quick. Because it's not that hard. He made this thing so simple. He gave us answers so simple. But let me tell you something. You got these brothers that sitting around with I'm going to tell you what they do. Anybody come and teach you something that's right and they wearing a hat and they reading scriptures, run from him because he dishonored his head. You cannot have a hat on and read the word of the Most High because you dishonors your head. That's the first sign of confusion. When you put somebody, where's that scripture at? Where's it at? Listen, there are brothers out there that teach that this bird is okay to eat, but the man is coming before you with a hat on, reading scripture and telling you you can eat a bird. But the scripture says if you pray or you deal with the scriptures, right, I prophesy, wearing a hat, you dishonor your head. Who is your head? Your Hamashiach is your head. How can you dishonor your Hamashiach and be right about his scripture and word in the dietary law? Come on, y'all. We gotta think. We gotta use our head for more than a hat rack and a rag. We gotta think. We gotta think. And not think with our stomach. Think with your mind. It's gonna hurt a little. Chicken was good.
Think for yourself.
Pork was good. It hurt a little bit. Go ahead.
I have a question about what the animals that are like I'm reading Leviticus 11, they mention all of the animals, the fowls, and everything, the seed that you can eat. What are the ones that's in the list that you can't eat? What if they're fed red blanket, and all of a sudden a rat or a snake enters into the pen, and that particular animal, you know, that's the reason you might not mistakenly eat a rat or a snake.
Well, it's basically about,
Something that we can't control.
right.
What is something that we can't control?
Yeah, and that's true. With animals, they have animal instinct. They naturally, part of their nature, know what they're supposed to eat. Some animals won't eat things that they know they're not supposed to eat.
You're not gonna see a deer out here. Deer out here, they only see grass or something.
You ain't gonna see a deer in a rat. But you ain't gonna see a deer in a mouse. A deer is not gonna eat a snake.
They roam around and it's like.
And they out here all the time, and you got field mice out here, and they not gonna do it. You not gonna eat it. I mean, me myself, I'm not gonna eat a bowl full of slop that everybody throws slop into. But you sit outside in front of a pig, that pig gonna eat everything in there. Because me, I don't eat slop. Pig eat slop. See what I'm saying?
I've seen some videos.
And
I'm sorry, go ahead.
I've seen some videos.
A video of what? Like the cow that ate the bird? Right, that's what you're talking about. But if you starve a cow long enough, and that cow ain't had nothing to eat, and he eat that bird, he ate the bird, right? But in most cases,
yeah. And I was gonna say too, based on them altering a lot of stuff with animals, the animals are coming out of order, doing things that they wouldn't normally do. They're already defiled based on what they're injecting in certain animals. You know, from chicken. The Most High wants us to eat things that are clean, pure. He doesn't want us to eat any kind of filth. So if the chicken, which they do, they eat rats, frogs, snakes, anything. They're like master hunters with these scavengers and turkeys. So he doesn't.
okay, we got to go on to the lesson. Sister, you want to eat chicken? Eat chicken. All right? If you want to eat chicken, eat some chicken, and go ahead and enjoy it. But me and my house, we're not eating chicken. All right? We got to get this lesson done. Because if you can find all the reasons why you want to eat chicken, you want to eat it just like somebody want to eat a catfish. They're going to find all the reasons they want to eat catfish. And I went back and I'm reading to you in Ezekiel. And it says that you warn people. When you warn them, if they don't take heed, they on their own, I'm clear of it, I'm clean. Me being the pastor at the church, I put it out there. If you don't do it, I'm not responsible for it. Y'all got it? Get it? Good. Where we at? Give me numbers. Give me numbers 16 and 11, and let's go.
Numbers 16 and 11.
Yes, sir.
For which cause both you and all your company are gathered together against Yahuwah.
Uh-huh.
And what is Aaron?
Uh-huh.
That you murmur against him.
And the same thing was happening then. The division came in, and they began to murmur against him. They brought their own laws. They brought their own statutes. They brought their own stuff and murmured against everything that the Most High had put in place to be taught. Put in place to be real. You see what I mean? But then as long as Aaron and Moses was doing what they supposed to do, clean hands. Yes, ma'am.
Brother online said, 1 Corinthians 11 and 4.
1 Corinthians 11 and 4. 1 Corinthians 11 and 4.
1 Corinthians 11, verse 4.
Yes, sir.
Every man praying or prophesying, having his head covered, dishonoring his head.
Y'all heard that, right? So if somebody is teaching you, and they watch who teach you. If you stand on something that somebody is teaching you, and they wear a hat while they're teaching you, that man's an infidel, a fool, and he's dishonoring his head. If you follow him, you dishonor your head too. You know cleaner than he is. Your hands are just as dirty. Your hands are dirty. And everything that you do that man teach you is not right. There's nothing in it. Because he has dishonored his head. The Most High is not with him in anything that he's teaching. And they got them talking about, well, a chicken is on fours and this and that. And I heard the brother teach. I know who it is. I don't want to call no names. I know who teaching that. I know exactly who teaching it. But the man wearing a hat.
Something that simple that they don't follow.
And they won't follow it. And they got people that be online smacking his lips and everybody following him. Everybody following that. They believe in that because what? I like chicken. Well, I like pork. I'm going to tell you something.
No, let's get real. I like bacon. Pork bacon. I like bacon back ribs. And I used to get on down with some chicken. And everybody said they were there, but I liked them anyway. Little hot sauce, you wouldn't know the crap came down through there. But when I learned that this stuff was foul, I chose my salvation over this stuff. My wife would tell you, every Sunday I spend about $60, $70 on ribs. Every Sunday. I liked it just that much. My kids will tell you. But when I found out that those things were dirty and foul, I left it alone. Anything that eats a snake, I don't want it. I don't give a if you accidentally eat it. If anything that eats a rat, I don't want it. Now let me tell you something. I don't see. I haven't really seen where different things have ate a lot of different stuff, but that's not my personal business. I know by nature, a cow is a grass feeder. By nature, ox.
Yeah, they're vegetarian.
They're vegetarian.
They're not going to eat.
They're not.
And if they do something else different, it shows that they were altered something.
If they do something different, say that loud, brother.
And if they do something different, it shows that something was altered with them based on what man does. He always manipulates animals.
And if the Most High have deemed them to be clean, and you eat it, you are not responsible for it if somebody else has defiled it because you're doing what the Most High said you can do. If I eat an ox and an ox ate a rat or a snake or a bird, and I'm clean, because I did not know, according to the law of the Most High, an ox is supposed to be clean. And he said I can eat that. And I ate that. But if I know I'm not supposed to eat something that automatically eat those things, and I eat that, I am dirty. No matter how good it is, whether you got Old Bay sauce on it, whether you got gravy and onions and stuff put all up in it, I don't care. It's not going to change that you ate something foul. It's better to err on the side of caution than there is to err knowingly that you err. Where? Go ahead, sister.
Yeah, you know, and as we wake up and we start to want to live the culture of Israel and clean our bodies and stuff like that, the people that are closest to us, that we love, that have not made a commitment, they're not going to do this stuff. So we don't have to make them. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You know, we can tell them.
That's why I say.
We allow them. My husband eats chicken. I don't tell him, you can't eat chicken.
Right.
He's not trying to live based off, and I'm not sitting there mad at him because he's eating chicken.
Right.
You know, I'm going to choose what, get myself together, and then as I get myself together, then he makes choices like, here's going to stop eating pork, and stuff like that. So, as he sees what I'm doing, and knows that, what I'm doing, and he decides to do it, then that's up to him. But when I'm sitting at a table with him, eating chicken, I'm not sitting there mad, I'm not preaching to him, I'm not, a lot of times my family members and people are like,
Right. But I got it.
You do you.
Right.
And you do things, and we can still have a relationship.
Right, and I understand that, right? But we got to understand this, right? But this we got to understand, right? This is what we got to understand. Okay. When you're at home, you can do those kind of things, and you can you can eat what you want or whatever not, right? And you can share a table with pork, and that you know what I mean. No, I'm saying you can eat you can eat what you eat, but I'm saying you can share a table with something. I mean, tomato. You know what I mean? Whether it's either, as long as it's not clean, it's not clean, right? But when you in a place like the Ark of Israel, and you are teaching,
The truth. Sit down, young man. Go on, sit on down. You all right? You be good. You want to ask him? You good? Sit down. I can't even see back there. Come on, chill. When you teaching, you gotta remember, I cannot be held responsible for telling somebody a lie. I'm going to tell you the truth. I'm not trying to make you do anything. Like I said, I've told you, if I told anyone, they can still do what they want to do. I have no problem with that, right? But my thing is that I'm not going to bend on what I know is true, because there ain't nobody going to tell somebody, I don't want nobody going to tell somebody that Brother Eliyahu who said it's okay to do this, because of Brother Eliyahu is not going to say that. And if you're looking for me to say that that's good, then that's it, right? But I'm just saying that anybody can do what they want to do. Anybody can eat what they want to eat. They can do what they want to do. But when they come across these airways and they come across through the Ark of Israel, we're not going to teach that. We're not going to agree to it. We're not going to say that it's fine. We're not going to do that. And in due time, it took me a long time to get to where I am now with my dietary law, right? It might take somebody else just as long as it takes me to get to dietary law. They may eat longer. They may eat something that's defiled longer, right, than I did, or it might take me time to get there, right? Because there's something coming down the pike, y'all all gonna take a crap on. But anyway, I'm not, I can't be nobody's judge out of a jury. So we gotta let people go through their process of what they gotta go through to get things done. But that don't mean you don't teach the truth. Does that make sense? I mean, I don't hate you for it. I don't dislike you for it. I don't say you're a bunch of, that I'm not saying that you're not fit for the kingdom. You know what I mean? Because we just read it that way, it said a man can sin his whole life, and he can, at the last moment, that man can repent. And as that man repent, he's fit for the kingdom, right? A man can live his whole life living in accordance with the law, statutes, commandments, and keep the commandments, and he can keep the covenant, and get down to the last day, and he can violate that covenant and go to the pit, right? So we have no control over that. So we got to look at that and let it go how it is, because the Most High has control of all that. But one thing for sure, two things for certain. He said that he came to do what? Cause what? He came to cause division. So there's going to be division. That's why it's more important. Now that's what we just read in Scripture. Scripture says that he came to cause division. We can read that again for you again. But he came to cause division. So we got to see when division is brewing up, you let division go away. You got to do these things based on yourself. Now that don't mean you don't like the people, and that don't mean you don't want to fellowship. It mean you don't want to be around the people, because hey, I like everybody. But the bottom line is the truth is the light, and you got to stand on the truth. Okay? So where we at again, brother?
16 and 12.
16 and 12, and read.
And Moshe sent to call David and Abiram, the sons of Eliyahu, which said, we will not come up.
So the sons of Eliyahu, even when now Moses them did all this, and brought them over through the sea, that was the Most High for them, and he sent for Eliyahu to come and talk to him. He just sent for them to come and just wanted them to talk to him, right? And what happened? He can understand all this that he's done, right? And he wanted them to just talk with him. Don't just sit and they what? No, and he said Moses sent for them to come, and the sons of Eliyahu said what? We will not come up. They refused to even come and talk to him. And he tried to wonder, well, what happened? What's going on? I don't know what's going on. Just talk to me. And they said, what? We're not even gonna come talk to you. And that's something. Read that 13th verse.
Is it a small thing that you have brought us up out of the land that flows with milk and honey to kill us in the wilderness, except you make yourself altogether a prince over us?
So Dathan and crew accused Moses of bringing them out of the land of milk and honey. But the Most High promised them they would go into the land of milk and honey. They thought they was already living in the land of milk and honey, right?
They was in slavery.
Huh?
They was in slavery.
Exactly. They was in bondage.
It was in Egypt. So how was it?
How's that milk and honey? Yes.
Like black people in there, and then there's old people come in.
They think they got it going on.
I know Israel. America been living.
Exactly. A lot of them think they hit the American dream. They may have hit the American dream, but it's still not the kingdom dream. And we at where? We with the 14th verse, am I correct?
Yes, sir.
Read.
Moreover, you have not brought us into a land that flows with milk and honey,
But see, he knew that was a promise of the Most High. Read.
or given us inheritance of fields and vineyards.
Uh-huh.
Will you put out the eyes of these men? We will not come up.
Ah, you see? So now they putting everything on Moses' shoulder. Let me get Proverbs 16 and 18. And read 18 through 20. I need 1 Peter, Proverbs 16, 18. And I need 1 Peter 2 and 10.
Book of Proverbs, chapter 16,
Yes.
verse 18.
Uh-huh.
Pride goeth before destruction.
Pride goes before destruction. Mostly, when you got pride, that's hard to break. There is no, when a person got pride, there is no reasoning. Do you understand that? That person is standing until the cows come. Well, I'm until the cows come home. But until the sky crack. They gonna stand on it till the sky crack. Until that day of judgment, they gonna stand on it until the end. But listen.
Can't say I didn't know.
Exactly.
No, because I said something to tell you, and you kept on doing what you wanted to do anyway. So you knew.
That's it, that's all. Where you at, brother?
Pride goeth before destruction, and a haughty spirit before a fall.
Haughty spirit, that's old nasty spirit, y'all. But listen to what he's saying in 19. What?
Better it is to be of an humble spirit with the lowly than to divide the spoil with the proud.
To divide the spoil with the proud. That means that you got people out here that's standing on something. And it's not just the chicken. There's other stuff. It's like that they can drink alcohol on the Sabbath day and everything is fine. You got people standing on that, right? To a point that they say this is real. But they're not humble enough, right? They're not humble enough. Their spirit is not humble enough to take the low road and say, hey, I'm going to err on the side of caution. The Most High said, don't take nothing, don't take no pleasure upon yourself. And me drinking is pleasurable to me. So I'm not going to do something pleasurable. I'm not going to drink on the Sabbath because that's pleasurable unto me, right? So I'm not going to do that on the Sabbath, right? But they're not doing that. They're not doing that. So what they're doing actually is that they're not being humble. They're actually, is what they're doing, they're dividing the spoil with the proud. They're too proud to humble themselves to step back and look at what's going on to even consider that what they're doing is wrong. But that 20th verse says what?
Verse 20. He that handleth a matter wisely shall find good.
Wisely. Wisely. We got to wisely think of stuff. We got to wisely consider everything that we're doing. We got to wisely consider and read.
And whoso trusteth in Yahweh, happy is he.
So do you trust in the Most High word or do you trust in man's word? Read.
I'm
sorry, you good. Give me 1 Peter 2 and 10.
1 Peter 2 and 10. Which in time past were not a people, but are now the people of Yahuwah, which had not obtained mercy, but now have obtained mercy.
Dearly
beloved, I beseech you, as strangers and pilgrims, abstain from fleshly lusts, which war against the soul.
Y'all heard that? See, everybody thinks that fleshly lust is because you have a desire to go sleep with somebody, or you have a desire to go lay with somebody, right? Or commit adultery. But fleshly lust, if you like eating pig, that's fleshly lust. That flesh, you would eat it.
It wasn't said not to.
I'm saying, I know.
He said not to.
I know he said not to, but I'm saying, I didn't say I want to eat it.
No, I'm saying
That's lust. You lusting after something that's not yours, that you shouldn't have.
right.
But you want it so bad that you're willing to put your salvation on the line for it.
Yeah.
Now, so let's read that again with that in mind. It says, dearly beloved, I beseech you, as strangers and pilgrims. You are strangers and pilgrims. We are in this land. We're just passing through. We're strangers to this land, and we're pilgrims in this land. We're just passing through. We ain't got to stop eating the chicken and the pig. We're just passing through. You ain't got to get to love your brother. You can pass on it because you're passing through. You are a stranger in this land, and you are a pilgrim in this land. Go ahead, sister.
That whole point is like we gotta remember that we are the little streets, and when we are royalty, we gotta really start conducting ourselves as if we are kings and queens.
That's it.
When we conduct ourselves, you're not going to present a king or queen with anything. You're going to present them with the best. And the Most High wants us to eat and live and walk in our best, and with our best integrity and with everything. So we must be the cleanest vessels for Him. And when we start working on ourselves and becoming a clean vessel, some of these things we're no longer going to have the desire to do because we want to be more and more like Christ. We want to go more and more like the beginning. So even when we talk about some of the things that we're eating and drinking and doing, it's like they ain't got to drink all the time because it's like, he made us more sober-minded. He made us more powerful than that. We don't have to eat everything all the time because he made us more powerful than that. He gave us power over ourselves. We have to start thinking like that. And when we do, we'll start living like the kings and queens that we really are. We're going to start seeing the blessings, but we keep being like Lot's wife looking back. We got to look forward and look for the positivity and start on our life and healthy and stuff like that.
And here comes the precept. Read. I need Jude 1 and 11. We're going to be read it once, we're going to read it again. Jude 1 and 11. Read. Woe to them.
For they have gone in the way of Cain.
They have gone in the way of Cain. Remember, Cain didn't sacrifice. He didn't sacrifice his best. That's why he was pissed off at Abel. That's why the Most High didn't accept his gift. Because he didn't sacrifice his best. He didn't give his best. Based on the knowledge that he had on what he done, he didn't give him his best. And he ran greedily after the error of Balaam. It said, for reward. So now, Cain committed sin, which was what? Death. He killed. Because he wanted. He was jealous of what happened with Abel, and he wanted that which Abel had received. But if you're walking around with the mind of Cain, right, you have to give your best, but you can receive the best. That's a problem. You got to get some pills and some medication. Because that's a problem. But he said that and you shall perish as the gainslayers of Korah. The same one we were talking about in this hour. So as Israel, you have to give your best. You got to give your best because you are what he put out there that other people should follow. We shouldn't follow other people. Remember, there's a narrow road. There's a narrow road. The narrow gate is the way. They sold, I think it was 14 billion pork hot dogs yesterday on the 4th of July. 14 billion pork hot dogs on the 4th of July. They sold over 3 billion chickens yesterday. That's broad. That is not a narrow road. Oh, we got it. We know where they at. Yeah, they got something right here. They got something right here, and they know where they are. I was going way out to get them, but they found something closer to have it. That and the quail eggs, real close to it, very close to our business. No. What? Okay, go ahead and read that. Here we go, guys. We're back and roll, huh?
I just wanted to add that Like I would read Galatians 5 this week, and I would just notice that a lot of times people struggle to tell the Lord with their flesh and spirit. So your spirit's trying to let you, like, lead you that right way, but you so much to the flesh, you don't know the difference. And sometimes people can't hear their spirit talking to them because they live in the flesh for so long and they think it's right.
Right.
So it really don't have to be somebody like making it do it or that way, but I think it's more of like a fighting battle within.
But Apostle Paul said that too. Apostle Paul said it was a warning in his mind.
Yeah.
He said that he was warring against the other law.
Yeah.
Because there's a law of righteousness and there's a law of sin.
Yeah.
He was warring against the law of sin. Right? It's a war.
Yeah.
Why is it a war? Because you're used to living in accordance to the law of sin.
Yeah.
It's like politically right for you. But anything that's good for you is going to be painful. To let it go. It's going to be a battle. It's going to be hard. It's going to be a battle. Y'all know how hard it was. My son told me this morning that he saw them pour a Coca-Cola on a pork chop and worms came out of it. I said, man, I'm glad that pork chop was my favorite. I'm glad that pork chop alone. He said poured Coke on it and worms came out of it. I couldn't get it. Yes, ma'am. Big feet?
Yeah, big feet.
A couple of those.
Mm-hmm. So what my grandmother, raised my mom, in the backyard daycare. And then when they did something for us, they would not be all the time. But my point I wanted to make about that is that even if, because I learned over the years, that what I was doing, was not clean, especially with the pork. So I gave up the pork, but at the same time, I'm doing the best I can because I'm doing research on eating snacks, and pork is infused in every snack. And it's just like with the fruits and the vegetables, they spray a lot of chemicals and different things like that. So my point about that is we do the best we can, and then those things that we can't control, like what the animal, what they eat, the animals and fish and different things that's been sanctioned by God, if they happen to feed them the wrong thing, or if the animal just happen to make a mistake or eat the wrong thing, or if there's chemicals or anything like that, it's sanctified by the word and prayer if you're eating something that's been sanctioned by God or God.
If it's a part of if it's a part of the dietary law.
Yeah, that's what
of being that's supposed to be right in the dietary law, 1, right? And 2, right? This is the thing. This is the thing that everybody's missing right now, right? Is that how do we take responsibility of our own diet? How do we take responsibility to it? I can't control what you might put in. In fact, even if a chicken does not, even if it does not eat, even hypothetically, we know it do. If it don't eat mice and it don't eat snakes, and if it's not an animal that was created before, the dietary law. If they raising these chickens on steroids and they're giving them 2 or 3 and 4, 6 legs on them, why would you eat that? Why would you eat that? Because taking responsibility to that is this. Is that if you're going to defile that, you did that, my responsibility to me is that I'm not going to eat that. Because you can't keep saying what they do. Now you're being passive and you're putting all the things that you're doing not right on them. But if you know that they're not doing right, the thing that you do is you do what's right upon to you. Because you can't say to the Most High, well, I knew they were putting steroids in the chicken, and I knew that they was feeding them mice, I knew they fed them pork, and I know they did all this stuff to the chicken, But I prayed over it because you said I can pray over it and everything's going to be good. But most I say, if you knew that, why would you consume that? If you know that, why would you eat that? So that's going to be the thing. You got to take, because see, at the end of the day, he's not going to let you be passive. He's not going to say that. He's not going to let you say, well, Brother Darrin told me it was all right. Brother Darrin said, yeah, it eat cat crap. But I can go ahead and eat it, and I can pray over it. Brother Darrin told me that. That's not going to work. Because he's going to say, you had to be responsible to you. He's going to say, you had to make a decision upon yourself as a responsible adult over 21 years old. You have a responsibility to yourself to say, I don't have to eat that. That's being responsible. Being responsible when you step out there on your own and say, I am responsible. I say I'm responsible for having a lesson ready. I don't care if I'm tired about to fall out when I get home from work. I stay up late at night, get it ready. Next morning, I get back on it, and I make sure that there's a lesson ready. Why? Because I'm not going to say that I work for that man so late at night that I couldn't prepare myself for the Most High's people. I'm not going to say that I came home and I was so tired. I have been sick. Sick. And my wife will tell you, I still prepare. Why? Because I take the responsibility that's given unto me. I can make many excuses and get around it. But I take the responsibility of it. And we all have to learn to be responsible to ourselves for what we do. And anything that you're not responsible for, that you have a knowledge of, that is not right, you will pay for it. That's it. That's all. Bottom line. Move forward. What you got, brother? Read that thing about this. Give me that the one here. So give me that real quick. Call out what it is. Read it. And let's move forward. What's the next scripture?
So basically,
you got to be responsible. Huh? My daughter told me that frog legs were good. Go ahead. Read.
So basically, the Bible is here to instruct us. We can learn a lot from the prophets.
Yes, sir.
You have Daniel. It's a lot of examples.
Listen to the word.
And in 2nd Ezra 9. But we're going to focus on Daniel right now.
Listen to the book.
Where it's levels of cleanliness. We know the Most High dwells in us, and He wants us to be clean.
If you really want to be clean, if you really want a relationship with the Most High, read.
All right, so this is the book of Daniel, chapter 1, verse 10. And the prince of the eunuchs said unto Daniel, I fear my lord the king, who hath appointed your meat and your drink. For why should he see your faces worse likened than the children which are of your sort?
They told Daniel he had to eat meat. Read.
Then shall you make me endanger my head to the king.
We didn't know what kind of meat. Read.
Then said Daniel, all right, verse 11. Then said Daniel to Melzar, whom the prince of the eunuchs had set over Daniel. Hananiah.
What?
Hananiah, Mishael, and Azariah.
That right there is Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. If you want to read it the other way around, let's go.
Prove thy servants, I beseech thee, 10 days, and let them give us pulse, which is vegetables, to eat and water to drink. Then let our countenances be looked upon before thee, and the countenance of the children that ate of the portion of the king's meat, and as thou seest, deal with thy servants. So he consented to them in this matter, and proved them 10 days. And at the end of 10 days, their countenances appeared fairer and fatter in flesh than all the children which did eat the portion of the king's meat. Thus Melchizedek took away the portion of their meat and the wine that they should drink, and gave them pulse, vegetables. As for these 4 children, the Most High gave them knowledge and skill in all learning and wisdom, and Daniel had understanding in all visions and dreams.
Because he ate vegetables. Because they ate vegetables. It wasn't because they ate meat.
Bodybuilders,
Give it down.
you look on YouTube and find a lot of bodybuilders now who are vegan. They're realizing how much strength, how much energy they have when they lower or eliminate their meat. Even when you go into the gym, I go into the gym. If I got meat on me, I'm slower, I'm not as strong. But when my body is not full of meat, I have more energy, I can get in there, and people are, bodybuilders are realizing it now. So they either eliminating or they're slowing down their meat intake.
Right. So basically, we have destroyed the lesson. So it's been destroyed. We'll do another day. So let's get this other precept real quick. You're very right. I mean, you're very right, because when you eat vegetables and you don't have flesh in you, the Most High can work with you. Did you just see how he was able to work with Shadrach, Meshach, Abednego, and Daniel? Because they veered away from the king's meat and they ate vegetables, so their countenance would be off. See, they could have not eaten, but if they had not eaten anything, their body would have gotten weak. So they ate vegetables, and as they ate vegetables, they didn't look like, one guy standing there all healthy, puffed up, right, and the other looking all, I ain't ate nothing all week, right? That wasn't what happened. When they ate the vegetables, they stood up strong, just like they were not stronger than the other guys. Through the blessing, and not only that, the Most High was able to make a mental connection with them, right? To make them what? Mentally strong, mentally focused.
Digestion is your body's most focused process. So whenever your body's in digestion, it can't do much of anything else. Digestion is the focus. So when you eat meat is the hardest thing your body digests. So when it's